Haven't seen you in a minute.
Good to see you, Zach.
Yeah, how's life? How's things?
You know, chaotic as usual.
Tell me about Hindsight.
Yeah, this is its first year. It's a collaboration between Real South, Firelight Media, and the Center for Asian American Media, or CAAM. 6 filmmakers who are all based in the South, all BIPOC filmmakers. And we all made films about sort of life during the pandemic in 2020. And they're all amazing short documentaries.
My name is Aman Abbasi, the director of Uran, hailing from Arkansas. This is Uran.
My name is Anissa Latham, the director of Missing Magic from Alabama. This is Missing Magic.
My name is Arlene Cruz Alicea, director of Comida para los Pobres from San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is Comida para los Pobres.
My name is Dulcie Davis. I'm the director of Now Let Us Sing, hailing from North Carolina. This is Now Let Us Sing.
My name is KIYOKO MCCRAE, the director of We Stay in the House, hailing from Louisiana. This is We Stay in the House.
Hi, I'm Zach Manuel, the director of This Body, hailing from New Orleans, Louisiana, and this is This Body.
Tell me, like, how did your film come to be? Because you mentioned that you had like a clear idea when you read the proposal. You're like, I know what I want. I know what I want to do.
And the only reason why I was clear is because my life was nothing but taking care of kids and being trapped in this house. So it was like, I don't think I even have the capacity to imagine anything other than what I'm living through right now. So, I mean, I think I talked to Sapana about it and she was like, are you working on anything right now? And I was like, no, I'm just, you know, taking care of the kids and doing the virtual learning, and this is my life now. And so when the opportunity presented itself to potentially make a film, yeah, I was like, this is what I want to make my film about, because it's literally the only thing I can think of right now, consumed by this reality.
One of the beautiful things about the film is that it really explores kind of this idea of connectivity. And really our lives had been shifted so much, it seems, in the pandemic. Like we were struggling to connect with each other, but also realizing that there was so much care that we needed to give to other people and also ourselves. How did you explore the idea of care with the mothers, including yourself, that you worked with?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I think care was always at the forefront for me throughout everything that I did and how I wanted to approach the storytelling. And I mean, I think it grew out of, one, not being able to really think about anything else. And I'm kind of joking about that, but really my goal was to bring visibility to the lived experiences of parents, but in particular mothers, who were shouldering so much of the child caring and not just child caring, but like being asked to do the impossible. And so care was really important for me, and how I listened to the stories that were shared and how we shot the film with, you know, obviously safety in mind. The end result of the film didn't include as much of the video diaries that I initially set out, but part of what I wanted to do, I had all the mothers record these video diaries to kind of chronicle the experience. And so that in itself was also kind of a form of care, in which I felt like it was very cathartic for me to just say out loud like what was going on in that day, even if it was like a really boring day and I was maybe doing the same thing every day, but just to be able to voice like the frustration and the challenge of being in this situation somehow. And then we shared those videos with each other, so being able to kind of see the connectivity in our experiences, but also how they were different. Yeah, it really broke the cycle of loneliness that I think we're all feeling.
So some people know this, not everybody. But about 7 days, I started to feel really sick. And yesterday I found out that I tested positive for COVID-19.
Tiffany Vega Gibson, I knew I wanted to work with her right away when I had the idea to make this film, because she had been sharing her stories on social media of having, been hospitalized with COVID in March of 2020 and being one of the first sort of younger patients who had a really bad case when we still didn't know very much about the effects of COVID-19. And so I really took inspiration from her sharing her video diaries through social media, and that became a big inspiration for making the film.
Talk about the process of shooting it. Who was your cinematographer, and how did you work within kind of the parameters of what we were all challenged with as documentary filmmakers?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to work with Bron Moyi, and he's amazing, and I was so glad that he was able to work on this. I mean, actually, I think you and I had talked about maybe collaborating on this, but then you ended up, making your own film, and which was so great. But yeah, Bron brought such an incredible talking about caring. I mean, the energy that he brought to set and the considerations that went into how we were shooting, primarily in shooting from outside a lot of the houses and shooting through windows. So we would mic up the protagonists and then, oftentimes shoot from outside. So we would hear what was going on inside. And that was, I think it was initially sparked because Tiffany was very, very clear that she didn't want us to shoot inside her house. And of course we respected that. But then I thought, wow, that this really kind of mirrors the experience of kind of not knowing what's happening in people's private lives. That we sort of have a glimpse into people's lives, but we really don't know what it's like. And so that sort of separation, the window, really helped, I think, to enhance that idea of being intimate as well as being removed. I think those are some of my favorite shots that we shot from outdoors, and I think we did that with all of the mothers.
Yeah, I think it really kind of communicated, like you said, a certain weight to the pandemic that I think was a lot of people's personal experiences of being cut off, enclosed in their own space or not able to visit a loved one and having that loved one enclosed in another space.
Yeah, I think one of the lowest points for me was in the summer of 2020 and moving into the new school year and knowing there really wasn't a concrete plan. And for me, I kept thinking there's a real problem when we don't, as a country, we're not able to mandate anything federally, right? So every state has different rules, every school district has different rules, and there's no coordinated effort to say, okay, well, if we can't open the schools and provide a place for our kids to learn, then who's gonna pay for childcare, right? Because somebody is paying for it, and who was paying for it? Parents who were having to make up for not being able to work because they're taking care of their kids, doing virtual learning, and making up for it in other ways. I mean, the statistic that you see at the end of the film, over 3 million women left the workforce. I mean, that's a direct result of there not being any kind of coordinated effort on the part of the government to kind of figure out how are you going to pay for childcare? So yeah, I think that was the biggest challenge. I mean, as I say in the film, I was starting my workday at 8 p.m. and working till 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. every day. And that was my lived reality every day for months. And my husband, Jason, would get up with the kids and make breakfast for them and take care of them until he had to work. And then I would get up. So we had worked out a system, but, and for single mothers, I mean, I don't even know how people are managing.
No, it just makes me so appreciate that you were able to tell this story. Also the importance of telling this story and the fact that you were living through it simultaneously, right. I think is amazing.
Thank you.
Just kudos to that, because that's such an achievement.
I don't know what I was thinking, yeah. Because it's true. I was living through this and making a film about it was insane.
Thinking about titles, I love the title of your film, We Stay in the House. There's something so just poignantly perfect and apt for the times. Where did that title come from?
Yeah, I am really fortunate and blessed that it just appeared before me. It was Lauren Turner's daughter, Nia, who was writing it as a school assignment. I mean, and you see a shot of it, and it literally came from her writing that in her journal while she was doing virtual learning, and was also talking about just, you know, being at home all the time and how life was different now. And she was talking about wanting to go to the beach, and she wrote down, "We stay in the house," and drew a picture of our house. And it's like, that's a perfect title. I mean, it was a really beautiful moment.
It just kind of hits you right there, though.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, like, oftentimes we're exploring the lives of other people as documentary filmmakers, but you were also exploring your own life. And I'm curious, what was like your biggest takeaway from your own work? What was the moment really that maybe shifted the way you were thinking about the period, or thinking about motherhood or parenthood?
I had this piece of paper that I had on my wall that said, "I'm the authority of telling this story." And it's actually in the film when you see me editing, but it's something that Beau McGuire said, who's a great, amazing filmmaker. And I heard him say that, and I was like, wow, I have to really embrace that, you know, to just, trust myself as a filmmaker. I think I had a lot of self-doubt because I think life was chaotic. It was a quick turnaround, and you know, I just kept doubting myself, but I was like, every time I do that, I feel like I was moving away from the answer. And so, I definitely felt like it was a great process to, that was a big takeaway. It's like, trust yourself. There's a reason why you're telling this story, and there's a reason you're the only person who can tell this specific story in this way.
What do you hope other people take away?
First and foremost, I really hope that other mothers see themselves in it, and not to say that it captures every experience, and you know, there's so much more, and there's so much more diversity to what motherhood is, but I do hope that not just mothers but parents see themselves in this, and I mean, I guess at the end of the day, feel less lonely, you know, that they somehow feel heard, and that I hope we as a society don't forget the struggles of this time period, right? Because even now it feels like, okay, we're in a different phase of the pandemic.
It's been really great to have a friend throughout this process, you know, because so often you're making films with groups of people that you don't know or you don't know very well. And you know, we like to commiserate with each other. So it's been great to be able to share this experience with you, honestly.
Likewise, this was like a lightning fast pace, and it really pushed me as a filmmaker, and it was great to be able to talk with you and be in it together.